Welcome. I'm back and I have been working a lot with together with my new friend AI. But AI is making a lot of mistakes. So it's going faster, but on the other hand you have to check it all as well. But you can also use AI for checking. But I just want to give an update what I'm working towards at the moment. So my basic core strategy is now to help you understand the business behind a stock. So we are not going to look at the price ticker anymore. So that's a fundamental change. We are now going to look at the basic fundamental numbers of the company, and we are trying to get a sort of idea what the company should be worth. And finally, if we've done all the research, then can go on the stock exchange and see what the price is and determine a good entry or sell price. So we are going to focus on compounding your knowledge because over time, if you know a lot about the companies you are interested in, and especially in the numbers behind the stock, so if you noticed things in the companies are changing or overvalued or so, what else, it all adds up and you will make a lot of money over time, not fast. Okay, so what is the core of the website at the moment? So we have, for example, the simple stock finder, we have the business change finder, we have all the companies listed, we have all the exchanges where the companies are. So you have a lot of entries to find your company. And we also have the fundamental stock scanner and the fundamental stock trends, like, for example, the operation ratio. And so you can find interesting numbers, and based on that, you find new companies you could be interested in. So all my fundamental analysis are now around 5 pillars. Five. Business survival. How long can the business survive? The business quality. Do they have really a business, or are they just doing stuff without really having a business? What is the business value? Are they growing over time? Is your share growing? Also interesting, but I will explain that later on. And then we have, for you, the most important thing. So we have a company, we have a value of the company, and we have your share of the company. And now comes the important part. Does the share value align with the business value? Or are they doing things that dilute your shares? That's also possible. And finally, where you are really interested about probably is the share price, because most people only watch the ticker. Well, on Penke Investing, the ticker is the least important. Well, obvious it's important when you buy and sell, but we are looking to compound our knowledge. So the first tool that I made, you can easily filter companies on all the necessary things. And then you can click on it. Now, for example, let's do another, this time Apple Inc. Yeah, oh, it's a bit slow. So, and you can find directly here the same pillars. And my idea is you are coming on the page and you are seeing the direct summary me Penke thinks about the company at the moment. But if you want to know more, you want to go more advanced, you go deeper and deeper in the page. So the first thing is the Penke score. It's neutral. Then we go to the summary where the 5 pillars are: business survival, business quality, business value, and share price. Then we go lower and then we go into a pillar. So in this case, is the business survival. And this contains the liquidity and the solvency. So basically, how much can they do directly in cash, and how much do they have left behind in non-liquid things? For example, yeah, everything assets versus liabilities. So we're going into the business survival, the business quality. Now you can check it yourself, return on capitals and profitability. Then the fourth pillar is business value, scale growth and accumulation. And at the end, the share value and share price. But this is basically the free, everyone can see it, but some, so this is basically the free variant everyone can see. And what did change from the previous Penke trading? Well, now we are going into the Penke Investing, and I noticed, because my website was free for everyone first, but I noticed a large drop in traffic, and well, not in traffic, in human traffic especially. And what happened? Well, AI bots were scraping. There were thousands of bots all the time. So I decided, yeah, I cannot block them. Even Cloudflare has problems. Yeah, it's very hard to determine if it's a bot or not, because if I'm going to another website and I'm programming a bot with human-like behavior, it's really hard to detect. And especially they use like uh, IP addresses from other people, so you cannot do it. So my solution was, we need a paywall anyway, and that's basically better for me as a business, so I can focus completely on Penke Investing to help you understand more about a company, create more tools that you can find the more companies that you like. So if I have a stable business model, I can basically work full 100% on this, and I can do that together with AI. So you basically have um, your programmer. You can tell me what you want, and then I will make it if it makes sense for everyone else. So we can build a fantastic platform together. So this is the basic pillars, but now comes the real value, because you already notice yourself, hey, those gouges, what do they mean? What is behind it? Well, there is a lot behind it. Basically, if we scroll down very far, well, we can click here. I added the menu back. That's good as well. So I mapped a lot of numbers from the US stocks via the SEC, Europe stocks via the XBRL open database, and Turkey stocks via the CAP database. So first of all, I mapped all the numbers into my database, and on top of that, I calculate with AI. And this is not all the calculations, but there are a lot of ratios and calculations behind the scene, and those gouges are basically a summary of those ratios combined. It was a weighted average of multiple ratios per sub gouge. So if we go back to the detailed analysis, here we go back into the gouges again, but now we can see the real ratios behind it, what is doing, how was it before, is it trending up, trending down, is it good or bad? You can dive into it. Besides that, I created charts. You can see the trend in the company, where is it heading, and I'm doing that with multiple moving averages. The TTM is basically the rolling 1 year, so 4 quarters. 3 years is 12 quarters, and 10 years is, yes, 10 is 40 quarters. And as you can see, I'm a bit colorblind, but this is dark blue for me. This is the most stable line, and also for a long-term investor, the most important line. And the orange line is for short-term investors. So Apple, in this case, the current ratio of Apple is declining. It's very easy to see and very useful for you as an investor. I'm not going into the details, but my goal for today is to show you how I created it, and deeper solvency, we can break it down with the net debt to earnings, debt to asset ratio. Also here we have the charts again, and basically it's the same setup for everything. Then we go into business quality. Now we have the return on capital, return on assets, return on equity. How is the company doing? Well, you can see it easily where in the trend we are trending up for the return on assets of Apple. And here it's the long term is still trending up and the short term is trending down. The midterm is also trending down, so something is happening. And you can invest into that. And I will come later back to you, because if you are looking at those things, well, you can easily just copy paste this, copy paste image and put it into an AI, into the AI of your choice. You can just ask, hey, what is happening with Apple? Just ask. So then, yeah, this is still the profitability together with the return on capital. And then we have our profitability trend. Well, you can see the operating margin, the net profit margin. And then we go to the third pillar, that's business value. Then we have, of course, the growth metric, and that's also really important, the revenue and income metrics. And how is it doing? Well, interesting, I see it directly. The last quarter was not good, but the rest is more stable and going upwards, as you can see as well in the beautiful charts. I see something interesting directly. There's 1 month is a lot of more. Maybe it's December, I'm not sure. Makes sense that they have more revenue in December, I guess. Maybe it's also a data bug. Can look into that, but I did a lot of checks and controls on that, but I'm not 100% data free. You have to check it yourself. So here is the value accumulation of the Apple. This is also below the business value, and that's basically the free cash flow and the book value. So the free cash flow is where is the money from their main activities coming from. Well, they clearly have a good income from their main activities, and the book value is also really interested, and that's basically what they have on paper, and they value them themselves. And that the long-term trend is going down because something happened here. I think they devalued old products, but you can just, the nice thing is you can just scroll through and then you see suddenly like this, huh? What to go? What is happening here? Copy paste into AI. Oh, that was not. You copy paste it into AI and you will get an answer. Then we have the fourth pillar, and that's the share value. That is your value, the share you own. And interesting is what is happening with your share, because they can offer more shares to the market, and then your ownership can dilute. It's important to watch, and especially is if the stock price is also going down with that. Well, as you can see, the book value per share went down a lot over the years, so they did something with the shares. Also, the free cash flow per share is interesting because we saw before that it's going up, but if you divide it per share, it's not going up, and that's interesting. You have to look into that. And at the end, we have the earnings per share, the EPS, and what is going on with that. Also here, the trend is flat. interesting. Okay, next, I created the first intrinsic value calculation, and that is, of course, where Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger are heavily invested in. And that is basically future cash flow and like a sort of sum. I will make an extra video about it, how I calculated it, but it's basically short-term cash flow with the trend in the chart and the long-term cash flow in the trend in the chart, and then some combinations with what was it? Cash flow value, future business value, future uncertainty adjustment, and long-term business multiple. I did it together with AI. So as you can see here, we get some ranges of the price. And I don't know the price of Apple on the stock market. But if you compare these numbers with other numbers from other sites that also calculate the real value of the company per share, you will find probably like numbers like this. And then you can just copy paste this complete section and you put it into AI and you ask critic questions. That's how you compound your knowledge of a business. And soon you will find an edge. So next, I did a lot. I did a lot, and at the end, and this is for me also an interesting factor. I don't know the share price of Apple at all, but let's assume it's from $100 to $1,000. So I don't have subscriptions anymore on the live prices because I think it's less relevant. It's more relevant because you know the price of your stock already. I know it. So it's more relevant that you just calculate the ranges where you want to buy. And you can do that with a lot of indicators, price to earnings, price to cash flow, price to book. You will probably know them. And you will also have an estimate. What do you think is a good, uh, yeah, a fair value for the price to earnings, for example? And then you just put it in. Well, let's assume it's 30 and cheap is below 15. Well, you calculate again. Now you get a sort of range. Well, the cheap range is between 100 and 200, and the fair value 200, 300, basically. You can divide the steps a bit, 25, and you get a clear. So you get a easy, like, oh, I want to invest in this company. Let's calculate the buy ranges where I want to buy, and then you can, for example, you can ladder in. You can start at 250 and also buy at 150, for example. So that's another section of this fundamental analysis of Apple in this case, but it's for like 10,000 of companies. You will find the same. And now we have the key signals, and that's interesting. I need to put in a lot of work for this because what I'm going to do, what I did a bit already, I'm going to put all my calculations and raw numbers into like AI, and I'm coming with all kind of sort of logic functions that finds interesting stuff in the numbers, key signals, and they will be displayed here, and you can walk through it, and maybe you find something interesting. This section is all the trends of all the ratios. This is a bit of, well, you can find, I need to clear this a bit because it's double with before, but there are some ratios I didn't use. So, for example, shares outstanding, this is interesting. Somehow they offered a lot of new shares here, or they did a stock split or something, a reverse stock split. But once again, they did something here, so you have to investigate what they did. So we have a lot of ratios. We have a dividend, also interesting. So they are pretty stable with dividends, but they pay less and less, huh? And they have it easy in this market because everyone is buying and buying. So why they should care about you as an investor? And then we have the Penke calculations again. And this is also really interesting. You can download an AI dataset. Let me check if I can see it for you. Oops, it opened in another browser. As you can see, you get the computer structured dataset of Apple. In this case, but you can get it for every company. And what can you do with this? You can just put it into your favorite AI as a baseline, and you can you can ask prompts after that. I will come back to you. Well, I can check it here. As you can see here, I made a section where you can. I will also need to. How do you call it? Expand this. AI prompts per pain point. In this case, am I missing something important in this stock? In this case, you can put Apple in it, replace, and you can copy paste the prompts. And you can just put the data in the prompt. Put the data into your favorite AI and just prompt it. And you will find interesting stuff that you don't know before. Okay, what else? Then we are back in the analysis. And I don't hear any sound. Well, I stopped it. Never mind. Well, for now we can have some sound. And I was busy. This is also really interesting in my opinion. For example, in this case, my scanner is finding reversals in the quarterly reports. And in this case, the net working capital went from negative into positive. Why? You want to ask an AI why. Why did it do? Because there's always a reason. And together with your own mind and your experience, you will find if it's good or bad for your share. That said, I made also the business change finder. And here you can find all the positive negative reversals of all companies. And you can also filter on it like, yeah, what's, I don't know, maybe the net income, search. And as you can see, a lot of companies, for example, this Ocean Thermal Energy Corp, they had all the time a negative report. But suddenly they went in the positive. And then you want to investigate why. So you can find a lot of new companies via this, how do you call it? The business change finder. This is basically my update. What else do we have? I added the Turkey stocks, Borsa Istanbul. So we have a lot of lists and you can check them out. I will do, what I also did is, what can I see? I added this. I changed it a lot, all the numbers here. I'm not going through them now, but you have, for example, now a Penke score tab. It's a bit misaligned here, but still, you can easily go through them. And yeah, once again, you can find a lot of interesting stuff. And then you have the fundamental stock scanner, where I also did an upgrade. We have the newest ratios in here, and you can filter greater than on a value, so asset turnover ratio higher than 1, for example, or you can do a trend filter. For example, the TTM book value is greater than the MRQ book value, for example. And then you can make your own stock filters. And at the end we have still some trends I already showed you. You can also find new interesting stuff here. For example, the quick ratio is trending up. for this company, in this case, almost 100%. But it's 1.01 to 0.02. So yeah, I've a lot of work ahead, but it's getting somewhere. The Great Reset is, yeah, I think we are over it. We are building towards something new. It's getting good. You can find new stuff already. So if you like it, come to my Discord or send me an email. You can go to Penke Contact. And this is my email address. You can also personally email me. I don't care because my spam box is completely full already. And if you have a normal email address, I can just reply to you. What else? So you can go to my Discord as well to discuss stuff. You can also ask me because it's now for serious investors, so there's also a price on it right now. It's $500 a year. But I understand that you are not trusting me, for example, yet, or the data or the analysis. But what you can do is just come into my Discord, because it's basically an AI or a bot filter. So you can just ask me, hey, can I have a free period for a month? Now, wait, maybe not that, because somebody can bot stuff. But you can ask me like, hey, can I see this company for free? Can I see that company for free? I don't mind that. Or if you are personal and ask the right questions. So thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel if you want notifications when when the new video is coming up. I will keep posting more stuff because I think it's good. So see you next time.